Okay, so it is downloading. It's not that big, but the Xcode is pretty huge, right? Over 4 gig. Okay, so hope everyone's downloading it. They've been able to, get this far. Any questions so far? It's been pretty simple, straightforward, nothing very complicated. We don't have to go in terminal, like write any commands or anything. Super easy. It's like you installing, anything, like Office and stuff like that. For guys who joined in later, I don't know. I think that's it. No one else joined in. It's not this weekend. This weekend and the next weekend, we will be doing this mobile automation. Uh, I think it's gonna be the one after that. So we still have time to work on our framework, whatever like we can get done. We can get some feedback from the teacher. We can ask him if we're doing it the right way, what can be improved. So we would have time. So he can still guide us, and I think we would be pretty much set. One, if we get our project done, we would be set for the boot camp. So this is almost done. Guys, still downloading Xcode. It's going to take some time. And even oh, for you, you're already installing it, Ibrahim? It was already downloaded for you? That was pretty quick. Okay. Yeah. Even the download, it doesn't matter how fast your internet is. It's really based on how fast Apple can deliver it. Oh no, something happened. Okay, no, nothing happened. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's it's not the fastest. I mean, over here you see I'm getting the HTTP speeds. Actually getting like really decent speed over here, but not with the Xcode. The Xcode wouldn't be downloaded this fast. And on top, that's like almost 3 times the size of this one. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Paul, which one? I'm doing it on both. For Xcode, it can only be done on the Mac. And Android SDK can be done on both. I'm gonna be doing it on both. Uh, you have Mac too, right? Yeah. And to the brew wasn't necessary. You could have just, gone to this one. You could have just downloaded the package, the DMG file. It would have been so much simpler for you. So it is it is very simple, yeah. It is very nice. I haven't gotten a chance to actually run it. I thought we'll just run it together. I mean, because it's gonna just take a lot of time downloading all of this stuff, which is why Mafi Bhai wanted us to, at least download it. You see how long it's gonna take? I mean, these two like IDE and SDKs, it's gonna take a while. So it would have been a good thing that we would have, downloaded and hadn't, wasted time in the class. Hopefully, we wouldn't be wasting much time in the class. Hopefully, a lot of people would get it done. But yeah, that's why we're, gathering today to, just download it. Yeah, this doesn't help actually. I think these nine are the people who can do it themselves. No worries, no worries. So I just opened up the file that I downloaded. It is installing, so I'm just gonna do it for the first time as well on Windows. So let's see. Uh, shouldn't be that bad. Where is it? Okay, so USC, I click yes, then I click next. Select what I want to install, the SDK and the virtual machine. The virtual machine is where we would be running the app, and we can, perform actions on it. Just go for the default options. Keep on clicking next and just create in the shortcuts, and that's it. It's installing. Everyone doing okay so far? Okay, that is good news. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna get into that as well. I tried doing it. I was, going through some documents online as well, Alex, as to how we will be actually using Appium. And yesterday, I mean, someone was, I think it was Aman, and I mistakenly told him that we could have downloaded, but that is not the case. It's not like Selenium. We cannot just download it. There's going to be a bunch of things that we would be doing before actually getting into the testing part. I mean, if we're going to be testing it on a real device, we would be, first installing the app, or we need this Xcode to be able to build an app first. So that, I mean, this is the compiler. It's going to compile the app for us, create like a version that can run on a virtual machine or in the cloud or on an actual device. So that is why we need Xcode mainly for. Once we have that, once we are able to build the app, we can install that app. Whatever app we build through that SDK, the IDE, Xcode, we can install it on our phones without going through the App Store. Otherwise, I mean, there's no other way of us, actually going in and installing the app. Let's say we go ahead and download an app from somewhere, we just cannot install it directly on our phones. So for that reason, we I actually don't like all the configuration steps that have to be done before actually using the tool. Uh, the reason why we're doing this is to be able to, just get a hint of it, just get the gist. I mean, how we this is done. We wouldn't be doing it in real life. This would already been done with for us. So Alex doesn't have to really worry about doing this over and over again. But just know that this is what is actually done before you actually start, get to the testing part. So that's the main purpose. I mean, it is possible that you don't know where we end up working for. It's possible that it's just it's a startup and they're getting into testing the apps, or they're moving away from manual testing and they're thinking about automated testing now. Um, how to get Mac and VMware on your Windows machine with the links Isran Khan provided. Isran can do it. Since he already done it, he can show it to you how he was able to do it. Is that okay? Or you really want me to show it to you? Let's see. Downloading. Okay, I need the link again in the chat box because I joined afterwards. Okay, so let's see. So we need the image, and we need to be able to install it. Okay, it's not that easy, guys. This is just the image. So yeah, this is him showing us that he is able to run it. Yay. Okay. Okay, so the VMware, we need to do something regarding the VMware. We need to do something to it. So just download this. Okay, let's go ahead and download it. Is this not the one? Okay, so you want the tutorial. Okay, this is not that easy. I don't like it. So he wants us to go and open up the YouTube video so that he can actually make money, I think. So alright, I'll just let Ezra do this because it involves a lot of things. A lot. Since he has already done it, it's just best that he show it to you. I hope that's okay. Okay. What is this going to show? How you can get Mac OS X on Windows. How you can install that. Okay. So let's see. Still installing. Okay. Mac users, are you guys able to download this Android Studio? Have you guys done that? Okay, you're still downloading it. Okay. We'll just stay here for now. Let's just download Appium here as well. So this is where you'll be downloading it from. Appium.io. Again, who prefers doing it through a brew, you can do that. And if you would want to download it as a package, a self-installing package, you can do that. So these are the steps to install if you want to do it through brew. So let's go and download Appium. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so right click and you extract. I hope you already have this WinRAR. It makes things very easy. Appium for Windows, and then you have the installer, and you do install. You click OK. You click next, and next, and next, and next, and install. So let's go on to Mac. Again, for Mac, you can do it through a brew, or you can just, download the package, extract it, and move the file. That's it. So how do I go back? So while this is happening, don't worry about it. Let's just let it do what it wants to do. Let's come back to Mac. And again, you download using this link, or you can download using the brew, whatever you prefer. So I've downloaded through here. So I've downloaded a package, a DMG file. So let's just reject it. So there you go. This is the Appium DMG file. Double click on it. It's going to create a drive. And again, you just drag and drop. That's it. That's all you have to do. Drag and drop. So it's going to probably ask you for the password. You enter the password, and that's it. Once this is done, then you'll open it, and it's going to do some settings. And just let it do what it does, and that should be okay. So I guess that's it. Let me see where we at regarding this. So let's go back to Windows. So it's still running something in the background. All right, that's it. So you have Appium, and you just click finish, let it launch, and the new version. Would you like to download it? Maybe not. We'll just stick with this one. This is okay for now. So this you have Appium, and this is running. It's slightly different from the other one because the only thing difference and the difference between the two of them is that you have an added icon of like Apple icon or iOS icon. So basically, you set the path of your app, which app you will be testing. You're gonna, and do a couple of settings over here. Launch the activity, and there was one where you were gonna kill it every time for every task, for every test. It's gonna run it again and again. So you fill all these out, and then you run it. So once you run it, it's gonna install that application onto your device, and you're gonna be able to run some tests on it. So that's basically how this thing works. I think so. I'm really not 100% sure, but this is what kind of I figured it out in the time that I had and the resources I could get my hands onto. So Appium is done. Don't worry about this. Just close it, and let's go back and see the Android Studio. Okay, this is still installing. If it's installing for me, I'm assuming it is still installing for you guys as well. We'll just wait for it. So we write app using Android Studio and test them using Appium. Appium is basically it's a driver. So you'll still be communicating through Selenium, I believe. So you'll be instead of using the Firefox driver, you'll be loading the this driver. I was trying to go through a tutorial on Guru 99, where it was trying to explain how this is done. Let me just quickly share that link with you guys for the curious ones who want to go ahead and try it out. Like I was trying to, but I didn't have a lot of time today. So basically, this is how you'll be setting it up on Mac, and this is how you will be able to build and run a project on Xcode. And this is how you'll be able to run a test on real device. So this last one actually explains all of these that I was, I was going over. I was telling you. Okay, just open it up. So if you see here, this basically is, you're running it. This is where you're getting everything. So a remote web driver, the URL, you're giving it a local URL because this is, I believe, this is the URL for the Appium. So the browser name is Safari, iPhone, iOS, device UID. UDID is what you'll have to get. So basically, this is how you still select the capabilities, and this is how you kind of communicate with your phone through Appium, through the Selenium and through Appium, and then to your phone. I think so. Again, this part we will be confirmed tomorrow in the class. Again, don't take my word for it. This is just a little bit of research that I was able to do throughout the day. Follow this tutorial, and you'll be able to run something over here. And you will also be needing an app, like a source code of an app. You can just go ahead and Google open source iOS apps, open source Android apps. So there you can find a number of apps that are open source that you can download the source code for, compile it, and install it on your app through this IDE, through Xcode, and then you can test it. And if you're in a hurry. Otherwise, you can just wait a couple of hours, and Mafi Bhai can show this to you in the morning. You're just a few hours away from the class. So again, the focus for today's session is to have all these setups. You see how long it is taking? So this is what he wanted to avoid. I hope other people can do it too. We're not here because it does take a lot of time. Rasham, you're still downloading it, right? Xcode? Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Is it is it installing, or is it still downloading for you? It's done. Oh, it's installing. Okay, that's not bad. So you're almost there. Okay, so on the Mac people, you have Android Studio already downloaded and copied to the application. Okay, let's get into it. Let's try to open it for the first time. I myself have to look at it, what it's going to ask what kind of questions are going to be there. So I think it's just going to be basic, basic setup. So let's go and open it up. There you go, the Android Studio. So when we're going to open it for the first time, it will ask us for something. Okay, yeah, so this screen, I'm presented with this screen. It's basically asking me to set it up for the first time, choose what you want to do, what you want to install. Just, I guess we'll go with the standard. Android Studio will be installed with the most common settings and options recommended for most users. We are most users, we are from that bunch. So let's go for the standard settings. So it's going to download the SDK build tools, the SDK platform tools, SDK tools, Android support repository, Google repository, and an emulator, and a patch, sources for Android. So this is basically what it's going to download. We can go back and we can choose custom and see what else Okay, so this is based on Android, oh sorry, IntelliJ, so which is pretty good. So let's do the custom. I like it. So then we can choose it from here. So yeah, get everything, and get an Android virtual device as well because we will be needing it for testing the apps. Virtual device for app testing on the emulator. Oh yes, so guys, go for the custom and get the virtual device as well, so that we don't have to download it afterwards. So you have the SDK and everything, and you get the virtual device as well. So you click next. So how much memory you wanna dedicate to that device, to the emulator? Emulator requires a lot of RAM. It does require a lot. For me, I guess it's only saying 1 gig because I have 2 gig in total. But let's go for it. So click next. 1 gig is fine. And so again, it's gonna download all of this, and the emulator is not included. Okay, whatever. So just go with the custom and make sure that you check the virtual device as well, and you click finish. Go for the regular IntelliJ look or the Dracula IntelliJ look, whatever you're comfortable with. I've been, I'm quite used to the Dracula look, so that's what I'm gonna go for. So while we are doing this on the Mac, let me just see how we're doing on Windows. Should I switch back? Okay, I'm still downloading on the Windows, the Android SDK. Are you guys still downloading? People using Mac? Is it still downloading for you? Or like, is it still kind of installing for you? All right, that's great. You're done installing everything. So you've run this as well? Android Studio Setup Wizard, Russian? Okay, perfect. Uh, how is everyone else doing? Une, are you able to, run the Android setup? Are you doing that now? Okay, is it still kind of, downloading and, installing for you kind of thing? You did the custom install? Okay, that's great. But this is, I was just showing this on Mac. Let me just go back to Windows. So this is where I am right now on Windows. It's still, installing. It's extracting Android SDK. So it's installing Android SDK. Yeah, yeah. I won't be. I mean, that computer is a bit faster than this one, has more RAM than this one, than my Mac, but I'm still going to be using it on my Mac because I'm really used to it, the keyboard and everything. I personally, I will be using it on this one, both the Android and iOS testing. I'm going to be doing on this one. I'm just showing it. I'm installing it on that one, the other machine, to show people who have Windows how to install it. That's it. You're welcome. Okay, let me see where we are at on Mac. Okay, it's downloading something. We'll just let it download. Anyone here has trouble getting the Xcode, or we're good with the Xcode? That I mean, for Xcode, that's all we had to do. I'm assuming that it wasn't a big problem, like it wasn't difficult for all of us. People who will be using Xcode, I found out that Firefox is open source for iOS. I believe that it's available on GitHub. So if you search for it, you would be able to find it, and I believe that's not a bad app to test if we can get our hands on it, you know. So you can get the package, you can get the entire thing for it, download it, and compile it in Xcode, install it on your iPhone, like package it, install it, or stuff like that. However, we're going to be doing it. Again, I'm really not quite sure about the actual steps that we would be doing tomorrow, uh, like the actual testing, how we can do it. But I guess that's not a bad app to test if we have the source code for it, right? Maybe there are other better apps that Mafi Bhai can tell us tomorrow morning, which ones to get to be able to test. And hopefully, we would not have to write an app of our own to test it. But this is really good that we will be doing this part as well. I mean, he didn't have to, but he's still taking the time out, and he's going over this. We can put this on a resume. A lot of companies are doing I mean, this is a real hard job as well these days, guys. People do need mobile testers, mobile app testers. I mean, everyone has an app. Everyone, you name it. Who doesn't have an app? Everyone has an app. Like all these big companies and small companies, and in fact there are companies who just have they just have apps, that like Snapchat, for instance. They don't have a web app, they don't have a desktop app, they just have a mobile app, or Instagram for that matter. I mean, Instagram is pretty old. Even for that, there is no desktop or a web-based app. You just can only use it on your phone. That's the entire concept. Uber, for instance, I mean, this is only mobile app. So all these big companies, they would only be requiring mobile testers. Uh, why would they need a web app tester? So it's a good thing to, it's a good skill to have. And the reason why we can do it, because we've done all the basic, the prereqs, we've done it. We've done Selenium, we've done core Java. That's all it is needed for this. So if we can add this onto our resume, and if we can do something regarding this as well, then why not? Maybe we can do more practice, and maybe we can land a job for mobile testing. It's more it's high paying job. And people in tech, they actually have a mobile testing course specifically for mobile testing. Like, we should be thanking Mafi Bhai for helping us do this course. Okay, so the Windows is it says you can go forward. We click next, and we click finish, and we start the Android Studio. Let's see what screen is presented. Let's see what we are presented with. Okay, so okay, right. This is the first time, so there is no previous version, so it kind of knows, because in the default path where the older version would have been, it doesn't exist. I mean, it's an empty, so it kind of detects on its own that it seems to be no previous installation of this Android Studio. So you just make sure you ensure that I do not have a previous version of Studio. Is checked, is clicked, and is selected, and then you click OK. Once you do that, it is going to open up. See, powered by IntelliJ. So yes, so we're presented with the same screen. See, we go next and we do the custom and we do the Dracula for me, and whoever wants the IntelliJ look, they can go for it. And everything else is going to be installed automatically. So we need the virtual device as well. So everything else is already installed during the install process. So just ensure that you do this as well. Android virtual device. I believe we will be needing it. In case we do not need it, that's okay. It's only 671 MB, right? So might as well just do it. So just do finish. All right. So let's get back to the Mac. While it was downloading components and it was trying to do something. Let's see. Now it's asking me to enter the password. I'm just going to enter the admin password, which I just did, and it is still installing. So on my Windows, it is still, it's downloading the virtual machine, I believe. So once that is going to be done, it will get into installing it. Mm. How are you doing, guys, so far? Everything's sounds like everything's okay so far? No difficulties, no nothing. Router is melting, yeah. Well, I mean, you have no idea how much I am enjoying the internet speeds over here. Like, it's just amazing with this much. I mean, how fast internet we can get over here is just amazing. I mean, back home for me, we don't really have the fastest internet, or it is very expensive, or the quality isn't the greatest. Like, I mean, it keeps there's a lot of downtime and stuff like that. I mean, we're getting there. We're trying a lot of different things, new technologies, and we just can't really set. We're not sitting on something. It's not the fastest. So this is one thing I love about here, the speed, the internet speed. It's amazing. It's super fast. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, mine is, I believe, I don't know how far, like I'm getting 50, but you saw the speeds that I was getting, right? There are times when I just get better speeds. I mean, if since it's a shared line that we're using, so if other people aren't using it, so I get the benefit of it, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's still really fast. I mean, I was getting 7 megs, the download speed. I mean, what can I ask for more? And if I were to pay, another $50, I mean, I could end up getting like 50 meg download, and even more. It's just amazing. I love it. Sorry? Yeah, the host where we're downloading it from, that could also be slow. But with the Android Studio that we were downloading it, we were downloading it from Google, right? So Google itself is an ISP, and one of the fastest in the world. They are the fastest internet. They're the fastest internet provider in the world, but they're only available in just few states in America. I don't know, like 2, 3 states, not more than that. But if you're lucky to get Google Fiber, that's like the ultimate thing. So, I mean, while we're doing that, just, look at the packages. I mean, I love it. So, okay. Yeah. I mean, look at this one. 1 gigabit is of download, 100 MB upload. I mean, you can practically be running your own server for like whatever, like web server, like a file server, a mail server, you name it, all sorts of servers. You could be running it from your home, and you don't have to worry about anything. And it's 149. That's it. I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, trust me, that's not a lot for this much back home for me. I could only get this as the download and 1 Mbps as the upload. That's it. 100 down and 1 or 2 up for 150 bucks after conversion and everything. Not even, I mean, even more. That's like, for me, it's like, I don't myself know all of this. So let's go back onto Windows and see how we are doing over there. Okay. I mean, main purpose of this session was again, download all of this, which wasn't hard, but still, there could be people who could struggle with this since they probably never have done anything like this before. So it is still downloading over here. It's almost done. Mm. All right, Abraham, export, you're done with that? All right, great. I'll just run it quickly and show everyone how that is and that looks. Uh, okay, while this is, this is still doing it, let us just get into the Xcode and see how it looks. So this is it. You can, go ahead and you can create uh, you can start creating your app here. That's it. This is what the IDE is. So it's launching the simulator. So I'm gonna start writing. I guess it's gonna show me somewhere how this looks. Again, because these IDEs comes with the virtual machine and the simulators and stuff like that, that is, I believe, one of the reasons why we need this. And also because we need to be able to package the app, the source code, we need to compile it, package it, and be able to have one single file, like .app file, which actually isn't just a file, it's still like a package. So we create a package, an app package, and be able to, run it somewhere else. I can quickly show it to you. Even over here, let's just go into our applications. You will see that if you have turned this option on to be able to see the extension, then you will see the app. So all these apps, they're actually packages. So you right-click on it and you go into Show Package Contents. It's going to show you what the package this actually contains. It has a framework, it has some like Mac OS. This is the executable file, and the resources. So basically, .app is just like a collection of different files packaged into one file, and this info.plist, it's sort of, this is an XML file which actually tells how we will be running it. So if we are to go in and double click on that, or if we are to right click and click open, try to open the app, how that behavior will be, how it's going to behave, what actions it's going to take, what actions it's going to, run and stuff like that. So you see, these are all the, the actions that it's going to perform based on their open and like whatever. So again, unlike in Windows, you have an executable and stuff like that. For a Mac, it creates a package for the app that we would be, you know, installing. So that is what we will be using the export for, to be able to package an app, like all our source code and everything into one app, and then we can install it through again through the IDE, because we cannot just download, we just go and say we downloaded Super Mario and we can run it on our phone through this, sort through some other program. No, they've restricted it so that we cannot, download counterfeit apps and stuff like that. Paid apps, we can't just download it and install it and, use it. No. So in order to avoid all of that, you need to have the source code of the app, which would make you the owner, or it would seem that you're the owner, and only then, if you have the source code, you can compile it and then you can directly install it. Otherwise, you have to go through the App Store and get it, pay for it and get it, stuff like that. So that's how this works. I think we've done the export. We have the Appium. We have the Studio, Android Studio on Mac, and on PC we have done this. Okay, so for me it is done. I'm just going to quickly go over to Windows, and I'm just going to quickly show you how to complete the setup on over there. And after that, I think we are done. Isran can take over and show how to install a virtual machine. That's it. I click finished and I'm here. So I can start a new Android Studio project. The name of the application, I can click next. What is going to be the minimum requirement? I mean, if I want to use all the newest features, then I would go ahead and select this one. No good, or if then that would mean that people are still running KitKat would not be able to download this app. So, which is why you would want to start off somewhere in the middle. So select ice cream sandwich for that matter. That would be your SDK. So the minimum, and I mean this is for the phone, and for the Android Wear, and the wearable tech, the TV tech. So whatever kind of app that you're creating, if app can run on all the platforms, then it's going to be just one app that would run on. You just download, it's going to run over here, and TV, the Chromecast, Android Audio, that's an accessory as well, and Android Glass, that is your Google Glass, your eyewear. So basically, add an activity. Again, I don't want to get into it because I do not know all of this. I have no knowledge whatsoever. So I'm just going to click cancel. I'm just going to close it. So Android Studio is done and Appium is done. We installed the Appium over here. I believe. There you go. So we have this and we have that. All right, guys. So we have both these things on Windows. We are able to do it. And on the Mac, anyone, guys, Mac people, you having any trouble or anything? Or we're good for now? Yeah. We have those options over here in Xcode as well. I did see it somewhere. Okay, let me just quickly go ahead and show you one of the projects that I downloaded from the internet, and let me show you how it looks, like a full project on Xcode. How does that look? No, where's my downloads? So this is the one, Firefox iOS Master is the branch. And okay, so I go ahead and close Playground. So I go in and open another project. And downloads, I want to open this Firefox. This is the one, so I just click on the directory and click open. So download it from the internet, yeah, I want to open it. So it's going to tell me to upgrade my code, which I'm just going to decline for now. So you see over here, it's telling me, so I do later. The new Swift. Swift is a programming language developed by Apple for its own like Mac OS and iOS. So the newer version, Swift 3, recently came out. Which this is what it's asking me to upgrade the code. I'm just gonna click later. So there you go. I have the client over here. This is how it looks like, the project. Then I can select which platform. I can, if I have a device connected, I can package it and install it on that device. So basically, yeah, you can do that over here as well. I believe so. So for all these, I guess these are all packages. So you can, which simulator you want to choose. So you can do it over here as well. So if I click play, let's see what it does. Haven't done it. Yeah, build failed. So I guess there's something wrong with it, or I need to do something. I'm not sure what. So it's basically project-based settings that I would be doing. There's no general settings or anything like that, or are there? Yeah, there you go. So these are the settings, basic settings, the account. So I would be adding my developer account here. So behaviors. Again, guys, I mean, once you have it, you can play with it. I have not done it yet. I've just installed it. So this is how like a fully like full project would look like if you were to be running it inside an Xcode. Again, this is an open source project that you can get off GitHub, and there are a bunch of others that you can get as well. So again, guys, we did Xcode, we did Android Sdk, we did Appium. I believe this is all we would be needing. I'm not sure. Again, I was just referring to this tutorial. Let me go back there again. So here you go. I have that link over here. I'll just share it with you guys if you want, you know. And so I mean I kind of try to follow the steps and I try to figure out what would be needed. There is one more thing, iOS WebKit debug proxy. So we may be needing this tomorrow, but if that's the case, it won't take us long to install. So we can do it tomorrow if that's what is needed as well. So I guess for now that's it. You guys have any questions related to this? I mean, it was really straightforward. But I guess it's good that we were sort of prepared for tomorrow's class. And I mean, while he would be helping, while he would be doing this and helping others do it, we can enjoy our coffee or whatever like we want to do, during that time. You know, we'll be looking like we're ahead of the class. We're the pros. Right. Una is happy, or excited at least. No one else seems to be excited about it. You guys must be like, I mean, this is why we were here in the session. Really, we could have done this on our own, right? Yes, you could have done this on your own. Really, this was really easy stuff. But I guess we getting together is kind of forcing us to do it and forcing us to prepare for tomorrow's class. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna be off today for now. If there's no other questions, are there? No? Izan bhai, are you there? You're welcome. Brasham, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Izan bhai, can you take over and show how you done you've been able to get OS X virtual machine on your Windows?
Okay, actually, I gave the link for downloading. Did anyone downloaded the
Yeah,
OS?
he shared the link for downloading the beta version of OS X. Was anyone able to install it? Okay, first of all, who here is interested in doing this, like the virtual machine? Are you guys interested in doing it? You want to go ahead with this? Anyone want to install OS X, Mac OS on Windows? No? No one is saying yes. And installing the VM? Yeah. Installing it inside the virtual machine. Getting Xcode running on Windows. Is anyone interested in this? Sold. All right. So Izanbhai, yes, people are. So he shared a link for downloading it. Izanbhai, can you please share that again and get these guys to
Okay,
download it? Okay, let me make you the presenter as well.
no, that's fine. I think they have to download it because it's gonna take time.
Okay,
6
guys, it
GB
will
file,
take. How big is it? 6
6
gig?
GB.
Okay, there you go,
Yeah,
guys. So it is 6 gig.
and from Google Drive they can download it, and plus they have to unload the unlocker zip file and VMware.
Okay.
These three, when they're done downloading, then we can start configuring.
Okay, guys, quickly, whoever is interested, there you go. Here's the OS X El Capitan 10.11. You guys can go ahead and download it. Once you have download, can I have for Windows? This is for Windows. Unai, just go ahead and download this one. And then you download VirtualBox. Is on by, is there link for?
VMware, not
Okay,
VirtualBox.
not VirtualBox, VMware. Okay, so you download VMware. So here you go. Step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Super easy, I believe. It's not that hard. It's just gonna take some time, right? Is run by?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this effect.
Unlocker actually available make available OX on VMware. Without unlocker, you will don't see the option of.
So basically, since it is not allowed, so the virtual machine, the VMware doesn't have the option by default. So if you go ahead and
Yeah,
try to install an image of OS X, it wouldn't let you. It would say that this isn't supported. So for that, you need to be able to run this. Once you do that, your VMware would have the option of installing Mac OS X. So that is what this is for. This one. So traditionally, I mean, you wouldn't have this option. So you would only get this option after you run the unlocker with this file. And one more thing, guys, you really don't have to do this. I believe you can run it in the cloud as well. I think so. You can run the Sauce Labs for this, and you can test this using their platform. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I think I read it somewhere today while I was trying to set up. I was doing some research for this session. I think we can somehow use the Sauce Labs as well as our platform for testing web apps, for testing mobile apps as well. I mean, I think so. Again, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really sure how this would work. Zanbhai, do you know? Have you tried any app? Have you ever tried testing an app, or you've only
not
installed
yet.
the application? Not yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah. I mean, this is really time consuming. We've only, been able to download all of this and install it. It's just, waiting game for the most part. We're just waiting for this to download 6 gig files, 4 gig file, 1.5 gig Android SDK. So all of that, it takes time. One more thing, Alex wanted me to quickly go over what we did yesterday, so I just remembered. Let's go over that quickly while you guys are downloading this OS X. You guys want me to go over what we did yesterday, or you're okay with watching the video that Alex recorded? You're okay with the video, right? Silence would mean yes. So if there's no answer, I would take it as yes, that you guys are okay with the video.
Bilal,
Yes.
can you just quickly go over what it was that you covered last time?
Yeah.
I mean, like in like 2 minutes, just so I have a general idea.
Okay. You did the recording yesterday, right?
That would be Paul.
Oh, sorry, Paul. That was Paul. Sorry. Okay. You weren't here, Alex, yesterday?
No, I wasn't here yesterday, but I'm curious to see what you guys talked about.
We pretty much did what we did in class. This is the one that I was using for the mentoring session, my Amazon project. So what we did yesterday was to set a page factory. So yes, Une, VMware, this is the one that you will be needing. So just go ahead and download this as well. So yesterday, what we did was, set up Page Factory. Okay, so what is Page Factory? Page Factory is a repository of your web elements, of your objects. So instead of you hard coding the path every time in every test, you go ahead and create a class of all these elements. So let me show you a test that we did when we started doing the mentoring. Like when I started doing the mentoring. One of the first few tests was test Amazon Home, let's say, in this one, I was testing the store link. If we are going in the right, I mean, if you click on a link, we are actually going to that page or not. So you see how we are like we started off entering this path every time, and this path every time, this path every time. I mean, it was a lot. So if we are to check a specific, or if we are to click a single button over and over again, that would mean we would be writing the path for it every time. What if the path changes? What if we change that button to something else? So we change the submit button to sign in button, or we change the whatever we change it. So we'll have to go in and change everything. So it's just best to have another class for it, a page factory class that would contain all of our elements. So yesterday I created something for the Amazon cart. For example, I would have to click on the cart logo to be able to navigate to cart. So which one is the cart logo? Let me just quickly open up Android, Amazon. So we are here, we're on another page, then we went to another page. So from that page, we want to go here, we want to go into the cart. So this specific button we will be using a lot. So what we decided? We decided to create an element of it, a web element. We make it a part of our repository. So this is how we do it using the find by annotation. So we find it by how we by XPath using what? Using this as the XPath. And then once we find it, what we do, we create a web element with the name of link cart logo. So whenever we want to use it, wherever we want to use it, we just initialize this class that we created, this page factory class, and we can have access to all these elements that are part of this class. How? Let's say we do the test add to cart. So over here, this is where we are initializing that Amazon class, Amazon cart as Amazon cart as this is going to be the name. And what we do with it, we initialize it as page factory. So page factory, there are initialize elements, and we pass the driver and the name of the class that we want to initialize. So this is the way to do it. So we initialize the class over here. Once we do it, so Amazon dot whatever we have elements in there, we would have access to it. So for instance, we have Amazon cart dot link cart logo, and then we perform any action on it. So dot click dot get text or get whatever. So we have that. So we can use it whenever we want. So this is what we did. One of the things, test add to cart. So you see how this test has no path in it whatsoever. So all the path is now in our page factory. Also, what we can do is we can create local methods. So whatever methods you think we will not be using, that would only be for a specific module and not any other module, we will be creating common methods for this. For example, CNN would not have cart functionality, so there would not be any reason for us to create an add to cart method in our generic API. Why would we do it? In our common API, because it's not common, it's only for Amazon. So instead we go ahead and create a common method which is part of the Amazon module. So inside that we create a method which is to search for a unique item. So what we do if we want to search for a unique item, we pass the ASIN number. We know that for Amazon they're using a unique number. For them it's ASIN, and we need the department. So this method that we created over here, search unique item, what it's going to do, it's going to select the department that we're going to pass as a parameter, and then it's going to enter, and then it's going to search for it. And we know after doing this, after performing these actions, we will be it will give us only one result, because in that specific department only one of that item exists. So for example, a TV of 55-inch and 50-inch both would have different ASIN. So if we are to go to a 55-inch TV, we know that the ASIN number is specific, is only for that one. So that is how we know that it's going to be returning us with only one result. And for that one result, this is how we created the method. So this method is actually selecting this first. So inside it, we are using another page factory. So Amazon search. So Amazon search, in the Amazon search, we have the first element, search first element. So this is this element is actually pointing us to the first element in that list. Let's say we search for TV, we search for TV, and this is how the results are showing up. So this is result number 1, this is result number 2, and for result number 1, the address, the path is always going to be the same. So we know if we are searching with the ASIN number, we will only be presented with one TV, one result, and we just want to click that one. So we create a method that is pointing to the first one and to this specific, to the first result. What we want to do with it, we want to click it. So inside that method, search unique item, it is going to actually not only search for that item over here, it's not going to take it here. In fact, it's going to open this up and take us to this page. So why we created this method? So that we can navigate to a specific page, and after that we can do whatever we want to do. Let's say we want to add it to a cart, or we want to try this one. So first we want to navigate to this page, and then we want to do something else. So that is what we're doing here. So we have a method over here, select drop down value by path. So we want to select this one by the value. So we have the path. We're going to be passing the path and the variable, the value which it would be selecting. So this is another method that we created. And then we have a search drop down select option. This is again an element, the path of it. And add to cart. So basically this method is what it's doing is it's getting the value from here, Amazon cart. It is getting the web element from here, and then it is selecting, and then it's basically clicking it. So basically it is getting the address for this one, add to cart button, and then it's performing that one. So we can create a number of methods over here that you think we will be using over and over again. So rather than us going in and creating as part of our test. So now you see that our test is basically much cleaner, and over here we initialize whatever elements we want to use. We want to use something from this one. We want to use something from this one. So we not only going in and searching for, adding something to the cart, but we also want to search for it. So, or we're going to do something from the product page. So our product page, basically what we are doing from here, we're getting the title of that item. So we are getting the title of this item. Why we're getting the title of this item? To be able to assert it, to be able to make sure that we're landing on the correct page. So this is how we wrote our test yesterday. So we also another thing we did is get the items. So we created another class. So instead of us writing over here creating an object of the data reader and using that data reader, we read the file, Excel file right here in between here. Instead, what we're doing is we are reading the contents of that file over here. So this is us doing the data-driven test. So basically, reading get items is however we want to get it. So we get the items over here. I'm just trying to show you how we can hard code these values and how we can get those values from an Excel file as well. So we are reading from the Excel file, and we're reading the second column, and we're reading the item department, we're getting the title, and we're getting the items. So using this data that we're getting from this class and which we are getting from this Excel file, what we are trying to do, we are basically not only navigating to that. So once we get all of that, we get all of these in a string. So item string, department string, and title string. So we have all of that over here. So now we can start our test. The items are ready for the test. We have the data for the test over here. Again, the reason why we're doing this, it seems like we're writing almost the same amount of lines over here, but that's not true. It's actually less, and also it's dynamic, which means that we can go ahead and add more items to the Excel file and run the same test, and it would search even 100 items, add to cart, and remove it. So what we are doing here in this test is basically first we're calling this method search for unique item, and what we are passing the first element of items and the first element of department because we're running it in a loop. So the first time it's going to be 0. So the first element of this list of this array of string type, whatever value it holds, it's going to pass to the search unique item and the department. So basically this method would search for that item and then assert true. This particular line would make sure that the first element or the title of that page, the product title of that page. So basically this thing, which is this thing over here. So again, we're not hard coding the path, X path. So X path we're getting from somewhere else, from page factory. So we get the title, we get the text, and we make sure that it contains whatever our file contains. So we even have the assert result in our file. We're not hard coding it over here. And then what we do, we add to cart, and we have another variable over here of integer type, which is actually counting the number of times we are adding something to the cart. So it does add to the cart, and then it checks if it is added to the cart by looking at this specific number over here, 1. So this is not actually an image, this is text. So we are getting this, again, we're getting this from where? From here, cart count. So this is the address, this is the X path to this specific web element, which dictates how many items are there in the cart, either 1, 2, 3, 4. And since our counter is this is the number of times we are running the loop, or number of times we are adding it. So basically it should be over here. If this passes, then you should say count 1 1 plus plus. I mean, if it doesn't pass, then we shouldn't do it. But we are assuming that this is gonna pass. If it's not gonna pass, it's gonna fail right here. But the assert is gonna fail, which is why we don't need to go ahead and do the if over here. So once we do that, we check over here if this, if it is added or not, if this equals this one. So the number of times it's going to run, it's going to add 1 to it, and it's going to make sure that this equals this one. All right, so this is pretty much what we did yesterday in the class. Any questions?
That actually does make a lot of sense, Bilal. Thank you so much for going over that.
No worries. Do you have any questions? I mean, I can explain it to you. This what we did in 3 hours, and I'm going over this in quickly, as fast as I can.
It's okay. It makes sense, and I mean, if I try.
As long as the logic is clear. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but as long as you understand the logic, don't worry about the code. Code you can study and practice on your own. I mean, again, you really have to practice. The more you're gonna practice, the more you're gonna understand it. So this is how we're doing one of the tests. We're getting the elements from a repository, which we call page factory. We're getting the items, the data. We're getting our data from here, which is another class, which is reading from here. Again, just to avoid writing a long test over here and avoid hard coding the path to this file. So what we're doing, we're hard coding the path over here, which can be changed later. Whenever we change the file, we come here and we change it, and maybe it's this cart, we're reusing it so many different tests, so we don't have to go in every test and change the data reader object and the path for it. So we just go ahead and change it. So that's basically what we're doing here. Amazon test items. Which one is it? Amazon. Huh? Oh, okay. This one. Test items. This is the one. Yeah, this is the file that we are using. There are a lot of things running on my computer at the moment, which is why, it is taking a lot of time just to open this, it's such a basic program. Excel, that is. Come on, really? That is basically from where we are getting the data. Yeah, that's Excel, an Excel file. See, over here, this file consists of the product ASIN and the product title and the department. This is the value of the drop down that we wanted to set. So we can have like hundreds of items here, and we can have just the same test, and it's gonna go over all these items. And again, it's gonna select this department. It's gonna search for this item. Once it's gonna search for this item, it's gonna go click the first result. let me just quickly show it to you as well, how this would be done. So we are already in electronics. So if we search for something, and this is the ASIN, I'll just show it to you how we are grabbing it. You see how this only returns on one result. We open this, we click on this, and there are other variations, but this is the specific one that we are going to. The other ones would have a different ASIN. So I get the ASIN from here. It's probably a Amazon serial number or something like that, whatever their internal name that they're using. So now once it's gonna come here, it will get this one. This basically is called the title. This is the product title. So it will assert over here. Check if the title that I have over here equals to this one. This one and this one, if they're equal, that would mean that they're the same. Again, for this test, I basically went ahead and searched for a couple of items, and then I created this file. Now, how we would be doing in real life, we would be getting all of this data from the DB, because all of this that we are seeing here, there's somewhere all of this is stored somewhere in a DB. So we would have access to that DB, we would have access to that data, we would be getting that from there, exporting it, maybe creating an Excel file, or maybe not even exporting it to Excel file. Maybe we would be running a direct, instead of us creating a data reader, we would be using the ConnectDB object over here, and the ConnectDB class over here. So we would be communicating directly with the database. So we would be checking if what we are seeing here on the page is actually what it is getting from the backend. It is possible that it's loading the title for not the black one, for the white one, where it is supposed to be the black one. So this is what we would be checking, that our web page, the website that we are loading, is actually getting the right data from the backend. So if you're searching for this one, it's not returning us the white one. It's not returning us some TV or anything other than that. So all of this information that I'm showing you in an Excel file, it would also be stored somewhere in a database. So we may be running this test on database as well. So this is what we did in the class. Again, this is another way of designing the framework using page factory, page object model. We can call it in other ways. And again, so someone asked me, I think it was Rashid who was asking me what kind of frameworks we're working on. Guys, we are working on a hybrid framework. Hybrid framework consists of modular. Modular means that the small modules, different modules. See, all of these are different modules that we're creating. The Amazon module and other modules. So this is modular that we're working on. Then we are our framework is also a data-driven framework. Over here in this specific class, we are passing the values. We're getting the data from external sources. We are not hard coding the data over here, or in fact we are hard coding it over here, but the tests are actually data driven. We are passing some parameters and running, and keyword driven too. So we are passing keywords too. All of this we did yesterday. Another quick thing that I did yesterday, I'm just going to suggest whoever wasn't present in the class to do the same way. Instead of you going in and hard coding your credentials, there's a really good way of doing it. You set it as your environment variables, and then you call it over here. So instead of me entering the username and password anywhere, it's not part of my code of any file or anything. It is in fact part of my machine's variable, a global variable. How you will be setting it, I can share that link with you. Sauce Labs, book. Okay, I'll just navigate from here. So if you set it as your environment variable, you can use it over here. How? So you just set it as a public variable of string type. You just name it username, and you get system.get environment, and so you get environment variable. Which environment variable? That is the sauce underscore username. So whatever value this variable holds, get that and store it in username. So this is really helpful if you're sharing code with other people, and they just have to set the same variables in their machine as well, and they would be able to run the code off the bat. They don't have to do anything, no changes or anything. So we go in here. Oh, this one. Okay, we'll just go from here. Best practices. Okay. So basically over here, you are going all the way here. Use environment variables for authentication. Okay. So this is the page, and this is the direct link to that specific paragraph. So how you can set it in your OS and how you can use it in the type of environment that you're using, your type of language that you're using, Java, for example. So it lists everything. So in our project that we were doing for like as we were doing as a team, what we did was we set it as like we set all of our credentials as environment variables so that we don't have to share a specific account, and we can work on whatever we would be doing, which is this one. So okay, it is not this one. Where is it? I believe it is already opened. Yeah, it is already opened, which is why it wasn't showing up in that list. So let me quickly show you our generic file. So you see how we have all of our usernames set here. We're not actually setting it over here, but this is where we're getting it. And we would set everything it as environment variable, and all of us can share it and use it. And one more thing, if you're running Jenkins and you want these environment variables to be made available, you'll have to go in and ensure that the test is parameterized, and then you set the parameters over there. So that's you have to do. All right. Any questions? All is good.
Yeah, thank you, Bilal. I just know that there's still a lot of studying that I have to do to it doesn't seem that hard, but I think I've been procrastinating a lot. I need to get better at.
If that's the case, then I'd recommend you doing a lot of practice. Practice is the only thing that you need, honestly. The more you're going to practice, the better you're going to get at it. And also, I would recommend, guys, whoever hasn't done mentoring yet, I would encourage you to do it. This helps a lot. Honestly, it helps a lot. I am here at this point because I have been doing a lot of mentoring. For mentoring, if I am doing mentoring, I have to prepare for it. And this is one way of forcing myself to prepare for, get ready for the mentoring session. So if I have a mentoring session, I would be forcing myself to get prepared for it. And if in doing so, while doing so, I know I'll get a hang of a lot of things. So this really helps, and also, I mean, you help yourself by helping other guys. Honestly,